Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today's Friday, May 26, 2023. 9 consecutive trading days as of today have passed, and we've successfully closed at a dollar per share or more, minimum bid price of $1 or more. This is really good news. So the final day is going to be this coming Tuesday. Monday, stock markets are closed, at least here in the United States. So Tuesday, May 30th. If we can once again close with a stock price, right, that achieves a minimum bid price of at least $1 a share, that's it. We've successfully, so it seems, right, come fully back into compliance with Nasdaq listing requirements. So that's really, really good news. Okay, as I've alluded to previously, there is a lot at stake for not only just Stronghold Digital Mining, but really every company in the publicly traded Bitcoin mining ecosystem. There's a lot at stake when it comes to the price of Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of analysis over the past 12 to 24 months, and even perhaps even longer than that, that attempts to analogize Bitcoin to gold, right? If the gold market is roughly, say, $10 trillion, Bitcoin is, say, roughly $500 billion. If Bitcoin can simply gobble up more of the market share that is currently, possessed by gold, well, we could easily perhaps be at, maybe 2 trillion, 3 trillion, 5 trillion, 6 trillion. And then, of course, you reverse engineer the market cap to a Bitcoin priced in dollars, US dollars, and, that could be really attractive. I'm going to be making a quick case for Bitcoin achieving $60,000 a coin, and then I think in relatively short order, potentially achieving $120,000 per coin. But I'm going to do so in a way that's a little bit different. I'm really attempting to avoid some of the more common methodologies that we're all probably somewhat familiar with, insofar as attempting to discern, hey, what might be a more, sort of like aspirational or realistic, view for Bitcoin in terms of like what the valuation of this thing should be. So that's going to be coming out this weekend. I've mostly got this presentation prepared, and also, right, 60,000, 120,000, and then perhaps most important of all, what that means for Stronghold Digital Mining, because as it relates to our potential to generate incredibly lucrative amounts of revenue, it's really a sight to behold. It really is. And, again, as I said yesterday, right, $60,000 Bitcoin priced in US dollars, that's we've been there before. This isn't some aspirational or really like esoteric number. 120,000 right per Bitcoin in price in US dollars. That's a number we've never been at before. But I'm going to make a reasonable case as to why we might want to consider that number as being in our relatively near future, right? Predictions that are based on a specific date and time rarely work out, so that's certainly not what I'm going to endeavor to do in this presentation, but I do think it's useful to at least maybe have a reinvigorated viewpoint of, hey, why Bitcoin very well could be at 60,000 a coin and then at 120,000 a coin, and perhaps even most important of all, hey, how does that translate into revenue for Stronghold Digital Mining? And I'll sort of let the cat out of the proverbial bag here. It would be phenomenal for us. So that presentation is coming out this coming weekend, so I hope you'll have an opportunity to check it out, and certainly feel free to share it with friends if you think it's something that's reasonable, compelling, and that maybe makes sense, and that approaches this question of Bitcoin valuation from a slightly different perspective than simply saying, hey, if gold's $10 trillion market cap, hey, if we gobble up half of that, we should be at 5 trillion. And that's very true, but I'm going to approach this from a slightly different perspective, which might be a little bit different. So anyway, be that as it may, last day of the week. Hope you have a great weekend. Look for that video. It'll drop at some point this weekend, and we will see each other again here on Tuesday, May 30th of next week. Okay, let's be positive, stay great, and I'll see you then.